Merry Meet. As I said in yesterday's video, I was going to do a video today. Sorry, as I just knocked the whole camera right off the table. I'm going to be doing a video today on Santa Claus's origin. I really think that this ties into Yule, and I think that there are also many misconceptions about where Santa Claus came from, and that really is dependent solely on religion, on what religion you are. Now, I will say right off the bat, if you are Catholic or Christian and you believe that Santa Claus is based off of St. Nicholas, I will not argue with you because you're entitled to your opinion, and I absolutely agree that if that is your belief, that should be your belief. Just my opinion differs, and it doesn't mean that your opinion is wrong, and it doesn't mean that mine is wrong. It just means that we are both right for our very own personal reasons. So I just wanted to start off by saying that, because I don't want people to think that I'm in any way saying that, oh well, Santa Claus is not based off of a Christian bishop, that he's based off of a god. I'm just stating my belief, and that's all. So I do have my notes here because I get sidetracked, and very, very easily, I might add. So it's always good that I have the papers. So I will get started. For young children, Christmas is a time for the jolly white-bearded man to fly on his sleigh, guided by his wonderful flying reindeer, leaving gifts under the tree for all the little boys and girls of the world. But where did Santa Claus originate from? Some say he is primarily based upon St. Nicholas, who was a 14th century Christian bishop who was known for giving gifts to the poor. However, Santa Claus's origin far predates that. Among early Germanic tribes, one of the major deities was Odin, who was the ruler of Asgard. A number of similarities exist between some of Odin's escapades and those of the figure who would become Santa Claus. Odin was often depicted as leading a hunting party through the skies, during which he rode his 8-legged horse Sleipnir. Sleipnir is described as being able to leap great distances, which some scholars have compared to the legends of Santa's reindeer. Odin was portrayed as an old man with a long white beard, much like St. Nicholas. During the winter, children placed their boots near the chimney, filling them with carrots or straw as a gift for Sleipnir. When Odin flew by, he rewarded the little ones by leaving gifts in their boots. With this tradition being adopted into Christianity, the gift-giving became associated with St. Nicholas. Only today, they use stockings now hung by the chimney rather than leaving boots. So the tradition is both in pagan tradition and in Christian tradition. And, the way that I've said this in my videos before, I will never tell somebody else that their religion is wrong, because I don't think that that is okay to say that. And I believe that my religion is right for me, and I believe that if you believe something different, then that religion is right for you. And it is not my place to tell you otherwise, and I would never tell you otherwise. But I do make these videos for those people who are confused and maybe are trying to find out where their place is in religion. I think some of my previous videos I've given you a little bit of backstory about me, but I'll just tell you this little piece, that I was raised in a very strict Catholic home. My grandmother went to church all the time. We were always made to go to church. I was forced to go to catechism. Even as a young child, Catholicism never connected to me. And I knew as a child that this was not, it didn't feel right to me. It wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. And, at that point, I didn't know any better. I didn't know that there were other religions. I didn't know that there was even an option that you could be something else besides a church-going Catholic. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just wasn't right for me. Later on in life, I want to say in my 20s, I had come across Wicca, and I was very intrigued. It piqued my interest. It just, when I read up on it, it felt right to me. It clicked. I connected almost immediately. I studied every ounce of material I could get my hands on, and I still learn new things every day. Wicca is one of those things that I embrace completely, fully. And Wicca is based in pagan tradition. Now they're very, very similar, but there are differences between paganism and Wicca, which I won't go into in this video because you see how far off base I get. This is the trouble with not staying on the script that I have. So, but let me just finish up by saying that I just want to make it very clear, when I do stuff like this, when I do something versus something, I'm not putting it out there to challenge anyone, to make it seem like their religion is wrong, because I don't believe in doing that, and I would never do that. But for those people who are trying to discover their path, their journey, I think it's important for them to have facts in front of them, to say, I connect with this and not so much this. There may be people who were raised in a pagan or Wiccan household that they just, don't connect, and that's a very good possibility. So I just leave the door open so people can come in and watch my videos and see, is this the right path for me? So with that being said, the origin of Santa Claus, for me, and for many pagans and many Wiccans, its origin is the god Odin. The similarities are, it's just hard to not see them. And, there are some subtle differences. And you have the 8 reindeer with Santa Claus. You have an 8-legged horse with Odin. They wore, as far as Santa Claus goes, not the jolly, like cartoonish type of Santa Claus that you see. When people draw Santa Claus as a real human figure, the similarities between that image and Odin, they're very aged, jolly still, like he still looks, happy, but, when you have that image in comparison to Odin, with the robe, with, very, very long white beard, he had an aged face, it's just there, the similarities are there. So, I think that's it. That's what I wanted to do today, just a quick video, just to put it out there. Of course, a quick video turned into not so quick because I don't know how to stop talking. So, I'm going to stop talking right now. So, I will talk to you all later. Have a good night.